It was a fun little show. They made it into... What did they make it into? Did they make it into NXT? No, I think they just got rid of it and then brought in NXT.
Okay.
NXT is basically like Tough Enough.
Right.
I don't know if you ever saw Tough Enough, the older one.
Might have. I don't remember it, so probably I didn't.
Basically aspiring wrestlers trying to get a WWE contract.
Ah, right. Is it sort of like they all have to... Not like a cage match, but basically the top contender gets a shot.
Well, whoever wins NXT basically gets a title match of some kind.
Yeah, okay.
The previous one was, I think, a tag team title tag team title shot.
Right.
With their trainer.
Okay.
And the season with the Divas, I guess it was just a contract because no title match came out of that. I don't think.
Okay.
Yeah, and from the first season of NXT, they pretty much just hired everybody.
Right.
Because that's kind of what they do when they do something like that. They did that with the Diva Search. They hired pretty much everybody from the first season of that.
Okay.
And they hired everybody from NXT. And I think probably the first Tough Enough, they hired a lot of people from that, too. Because that's where John Morrison and The Miz came from.
Right.
Was, I think, the first season of Tough Enough. Or from a season of Tough Enough. Right. I don't know if they were both in the same season. I don't recall off the top of my head. Should have thought of that before I turned on the microphone. Good thing it's not a live show. So, next up, we have World Heavyweight Champion CM Punk, as previously mentioned, defeating John Bradshaw Layfield.
Yes.
The big Texan guy. Drove a limousine to the ring with the big longhorns on the front of it.
Yeah, that's right.
And apparently John Layfield is tops of the list to induct his former tag team partner, Farouk, otherwise known as Ron Simmons, into the WWE Hall of Fame this year.
Wow.
Yep. Who have they got? They got Edge is going in because he just retired this past year because of injuries.
Yeah.
They got the Four Horsemen going in.
Fabulous.
So John Layfield, he's too busy being rich to be involved in wrestling.
Okay.
He's got an energy drink of his own that he's promoting and doing a hell of a job with it. And CM Punk is no longer the World Heavyweight Champion, but he's currently the WWE Champion on Raw.
Okay.
And he's CM Punk because I don't know if you heard what Chris Brown did 3 years ago. He beat up his ex-girlfriend, then his current girlfriend, but now she's his ex-girlfriend. I don't know if you've ever heard of Rihanna.
Yes.
Okay, she was his girlfriend at the time, and he basically beat her up real bad, all kinds of bruising on her face, all over the internet. Well,
obviously, they did the right thing by throwing him out, to put it mildly.
Yeah, and basically, this past Sunday at the Grammys, he was welcomed back with open arms. Basically, he won 2 Grammys.
Okay.
For his new record, and some people started tweeting about how can we forget what he did and all that stuff. And CM Punk just this past week posted a video via his Twitter account.
Yeah.
Basically agreeing with all these other tweets, saying if I were to meet him, I'd take him out to the woodshed and stuff. And
of course, I mean, because I'm sorry, I mean, I don't see no rhyme or reason for somebody to go being abusive like that.
Yes.
That's.
And yet, Chris Brown has supporters. Mostly people saying, "But you weren't there."
Well,
yeah, neither were you.
Yeah.
If you were on the other end of his knuckles, you probably wouldn't appreciate it.
Obviously not.
I've actually seen some posts online of girls saying, "Oh, I'd let Chris Brown beat me up," because they just love him so much.
Okay.
So, but let's move along from that. The next match is for the WWE Championship. The champion Triple H versus the Great Khali.
Ah, yes. I remember that.
Inappropriately named Great Khali.
Yes.
So there's an asterisk after Great. It's a qualifier. The So-So Khali.
Uh-huh.
And that was 10 minutes of a match I probably didn't really want to watch. Not really the biggest fan of Triple H, especially with a championship.
Actually, to be quite honest, I don't really remember much of it.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with he's a good wrestler, certainly. He's a sound ring technician, as it were. But it's just, I don't know. Well, nowadays Triple H, he isn't a champion, but he is the chief operating officer for
Okay.
WWE. Basically, he's doing Vince McMahon's job.
Okay.
Because Vince McMahon got, quote-unquote, fired
Right.
by the executive committee.
Okay.
And Triple H was put in charge. So now he's walking around in a suit that looks like it absolutely had to be tailor-made for him, because that's the only way he'd fit into a suit,
Yes.
unless he tore the arms off. I'm wearing a suit vest. And Greg Khali is still there. He just recently came back, actually,
Okay.
from doing something. Probably had an injury, because he's not, very good at being a wrestler. And he almost, apparently during his previous tenure with WWE, his recent tenure,
Right.
he was still supposed to be employed as a I think either a policeman or a prison guard
Okay.
over in India,
Right.
and he almost got sued over it by his employer. It's like, you are coming back, right?
Yeah.
You've been on vacation for the past 3 or 4 years. You might want to come back now.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, I've got a question about Vince McMahon. Has he actually wrestled?
He has wrestled a couple of times, mostly back in the Attitude Era and towards the end of it.
Okay.
Mostly he's too busy putting on shirts that are 3 sizes too small for him. and power walking to the ring.
Okay.
I'm the special guest referee.
Ah, I gotcha.
So he's got a referee shirt that's a size medium, and he requires like a double XL. Because he used to be a bodybuilder,
Yes, that's right. I remember that.
Actually, only a couple of years ago, he was on the cover of Muscle and Fitness, I believe.
Right, yeah.
So he's still in fairly good shape. Okay, so we got 2 matches left. We'll take a little musical break, and then we'll get to those and discuss maybe a little bit more about the local scene or
Yeah.
what wrestling you've seen over in Germany and stuff,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
what famous wrestlers' cousins you might have met. We'll discuss all that coming up momentarily after we hear from Strikeforce.
Wicked.
This is Robbie Dupree, Girls and Cars, on 93.5 CHMR FM.
They pass you on the road with a smile and you have to look twice. And you wonder to yourself, could a woman really look that nice?
like me on Facebook, tinyurl.com/ringrust. Follow me on Twitter @MarkGibroni. And subscribe to Jabronology TV, youtube.com/fanboymarkjabroni. We were talking off the air a little bit earlier, before the show actually. We're talking about what wrestling you've seen in Germany, and that's the entrance theme for the probably most famous German wrestler. That is Alex Wright, Das Wunderkind from WCW.
Okay, yeah, to be honest, I never actually heard of him before.
Oh.
But, yeah, I'm sure if there was someone wrestling now who was German, I'm sure there would probably be a lot more pay-per-views in Germany, probably.
Yes, I would have to assume.
Yeah, there would be, because usually, depending on the sport, when the Germans are doing quite well, then the audience share dramatically jumps very
Yes.
quickly.